And this is one way that we heal, is to come together, to be out in the streets with everybody. That's what makes us feel better. Every time someone passes away, it's like they open it up again. And then your loved one is on your mind all the time. And you want to know if the family's okay, if they need anything, if they need any direction, and how to help themselves legally, spiritually. A lot of people forget the spiritual side of it. But that's what holds us together, is the spiritual side. So my mother-in-law is going to say a prayer. And she's going to smudge. Because we need that. We need that in our life. That's one thing that we forget about sometimes when there's drama. When we go out in the street and we're getting shot, we're getting tear gassed. We need to have that. Don't forget about your spiritual side, no matter what you pray, how you pray. Pray for yourself too. Be a little selfish, you know. You don't have to pray for everyone all the time. Pray for yourself for healing. This doesn't get any easier. I want to say thank you to Carissa and the girls. We couldn't have did this without you guys. You guys help us stand up. Because sometimes it's really hard to get up here and to speak to everybody, you know, because it's repetitive. It's repetitive all the time, and sometimes that gets weighs heavy on our hearts, you know. We need to remember our loved ones, all the good stuff. There's enough bad stuff about them out there. The lies, the bullshit stories they tell about them. If they forget that Paul has a son. Paul has a son. His name is Emmanuel. And he tells his grandma that he wants the cops to shoot him so he can be with his dad. No little baby should be thinking about that. No little baby should be missing their dad. And he misses his dad. He talks to the sky. We're thankful for all of you here. You guys are our family. You guys are more family than some of our own family. And we really appreciate you guys standing with us all the time. Even if you're not here, we know that you're here. We know that you guys are here with us and you guys are thinking about us. We love that. And we love you guys. Paulette, Kathy, you guys are our other moms. You guys are our kids' grandmas. When their grandma can't be here, you guys do that for them. And we appreciate you guys so much. Everybody who came across the country, we wanted to share this with you guys. We wanted to have a good day with you guys, and we're gonna remember everybody in a good way, and we're gonna remember Paul. Paul liked to party. Paul liked to party. Yep. So we wanted to have a party. Thank you for sharing this. Thank you for sharing this day with us. It's not easier, but at least today it's a good day. Look at what we did this afternoon, how we all came together, and it was a good thing. It's always needed when us families come together. It's always needed for our healing and for our loved ones. If you guys can stop recording, my mother-in-law is going to say a prayer.
Hello everybody, welcome. This is Nico from Unicorn Riot. We're here live at Minnehaha Park, Minnehaha Falls. Excuse me. In Minneapolis. There's a lot of families here that have come in from out of town. Here's a family member here actually. Her son, Kobe Heisler, was killed by, I think, Brooklyn Park police. And here goes, I think Kobe's father, Kobe's stepdad. So right now we have a gathering for Paul Castaway. Paul Castaway was killed by Denver police 5 years ago, on this very day in Denver. Paul Castaway was murdered by Officer Michael Lee Trout, I believe. Right now, this is a party for Paul in the park, and people are gathered. It's a few dozen people with a lot of families of lost loved ones that have come in for this long Mother's Day, this weekend of Mother's Day activities and Mother's Day, Mother's March. Excuse me for mixing up my words. I think the prayer is done. We're going to come back in.
Yeah, so, usually I come up here and it's, say I'm Gabriel Black Elk. I'm here on behalf of NLM, and I'm here on behalf of my brother who was shot by police. And I know that gets repetitive, but there's a lot of people out there that don't know. So I have to keep saying it so people can get used to saying, hey, I know that's Paul Castaway's brother, that he's fighting for his brother. So usually I'll come out here and say that, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about my brother, who my brother was. My brother, he was a good, he had a good heart. He had a good heart. He was always laughing, always joking. He's the kind of person that would, give his jacket off of his back, give his shirt off of back for, homeless people. My mom, she used to tell me, your brother keeps bringing homeless people to the house. And he would bring them in, he would bring them in, he would let them shower, he'd make them something to eat, and then he'd go right back out there, because my brother was a street person. My brother, he was a street person. He liked hanging out on the streets. That was my brother. My brother, that's him. That's where he was happy at, being part of him. He hung out in the streets. He liked to drink. He liked to smoke. That's why I said Paul liked to party. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things I wanted to talk about, because I don't usually talk about, who my brother is. I usually sit here and talk about what happened. I usually sit here and talk about what the police did and, how it changed our family and stuff. But I just wanted to take this time, to talk about who he was, the kind of person he was. Because to tell you, to be honest and to tell you guys the truth, to come from my heart. My brother would have whooped his fucking ass. My brother would have beat his ass.
this type of community and support is what's been building for many years. Families are coming together,
So that's
creating
something that
community.
I wanted to, that's something I've been wanting to say for years. When you start talking about what happened with Paul and what happened with the police, and then that's something I wanted to say. I know how some of you guys feel, but my brother would have whooped his ass. My brother would have whooped his fucking ass. No, but I'm glad. I'm happy for you guys. That you guys came out here to show solidarity. It means a lot to my mom. It means a lot to me too. But I see half of you guys all the time out there protesting. So always rubbing elbows, saying hi, shaking hands, hugging. I just wanted to take this time to remember my brother. My brother, he was my brother. I got to see him 2 days before he passed. And, it makes me feel bad for, it has my heart there when I hear stories of loved ones being killed by the police and the family didn't get to say goodbye. 2 days before my brother passed, I got a chance before I left. I shook his hand. He stood up and I grabbed him and I hugged him. And he told me, "I'll see you later." And I told him, I said, "All right, man, bye." Then he looks at me and he goes, wait, we don't say bye. There's no word in Lakota for bye. It's just see you later, see you tomorrow. So that word that we use is doksha. It means tomorrow. We don't say goodbye, we say see you tomorrow. So my last words to him was, "All right, brother, I love you, bro." And those are the words. Those are the last words between me and him. I felt like I had a chance. I had that chance to tell him I'll see you later. Then a couple days after that, man, we went and fucked up Denver. We went and shut that motherfucker down. Yeah, we went and started from the police department, and then some of the guys looked at me and they're like, "What now?" And I said, "Well, I don't know." And then someone said, "Let's go take the streets." So we went and took the fucking streets. We went and locked that shit down in Denver, man. Shit. We stopped like 3 or 4 times just to face the police and tell them, "Man, fuck you motherfuckers. Fuck you and your bitch asses. Yeah, fuck 12. Fuck 12. Fuck the police." That's what I say. Yeah. This whole incident with my brother, it just made me hate the cops. It made me, I hate them. I can't stand the cops. I hate them. I hate them with the passion. Every time they come by me, I start gritting my teeth and looking at them upside the head. That's my anger towards the police. Yeah, so when we were out there, I found out that's where I found my healing. And that's where I found my healing. My healing was, in the front of the line, yelling at those motherfucking cops. That's where I found my healing. You know how good it feels to stand in front of a bunch of cops and tell them, man, fuck you. Fuck 12. So right after that, right after we did that, we did some more actions. We went and shut some more shit down. My mom and a couple of our activist friends, we went to the DA's house and we projected my brother's video on his house and told him to come out and answer some motherfucking questions. But you know what he did? He called the cops. That's what he did. The DA went and called the motherfucking cops. Yeah, a cop calling ass. He's peeking out of his window and we were yelling at him, telling him, come on, man, come outside. Yeah, come outside. Come. We got some shit to show you on the side of your house. And on his mansion, on the side of his little big mansion. So, that's what we did. And, went around and shut some shit down in Denver. And then I got invited to Los Angeles by RevCom to come speak to it must have been about 60 people. I was down there in Los Angeles in Echo Park. Yeah, so I got to meet a whole bunch of families on there I didn't even know, I haven't even heard of, haven't even seen on the news, Facebook, nothing. So I went down there, met all those families. We marched down there a little bit, and then I left up to San Francisco, San Jose. And I was in San Jose. I stopped by and I visited with Lori Valdez. She's out there fighting for her husband, Antonio Guzman Lopez. We became friends right after Paul passed away, and we became close. So ever since I carry American flags that are upside down. And on these flags, I got all Native people that were killed by police on there.
Murdered.
Yeah, murdered. Except for the only one that wasn't Native was Antonio Guzman Lopez. So I met her and drove up, met a couple more families, went to Seattle, came down to Denver, and then that's when I got the call from Tony to come up to Aberdeen, South Dakota to go protest. So I went and did that, and then I got a call from the people from RevCom, and then they were like, hey, can you guys make it out to New York? We got some of Eric Garner's family that want to protest with you at the UN. And I said, fuck yeah, I'm going. Yeah. Hell yeah, I'll be there. Shit. We'll go down there in New York. So when I was in New York, that's when, I was out there for a week. And then that's when I got a call from Phil Quinn's wife. I don't know if it's her, Paulette, still here.
Yeah, that's her.
That's Paulette right there. That's the mother of Phil Quinn. Yeah. So when I was in New York, we got a call from his wife, and she told me, they released the video of Phil Quinn. We was wondering if you guys can come here and help us protest. So I was like, hell yeah. So we stopped everything in New York and we came straight here. Then we came here, that's when I met KK, that's when I met all the families. And then as soon as I got here, I didn't even get to chance to unpack or go to a hotel. We went straight to a damn action. And we were in St. Paul at the Mounds, and we were walking down the hill and we shut shit down. Yeah. So we came here, we shut shit down, and I left. And then around that time, that's when me and Tony got to be, we got close and we started talking, and that's when we started, trying to become one. So during that time, when we were talking, I decided to move from Colorado, and I moved up to South Dakota with my wife. So we were like about a month and a half of not doing nothing. Then we saw the video of Alton Sterling, and we were gonna go. We were planning on going from where we were to Baton Rouge. We were gonna go protest down there for Alton Sterling, and we were trying to get stuff ready. We were trying to get things going, and then like a day and a half later, that's when we saw the video for what happened with Philando Castillo. And then we was watching the live feed. We were watching the video. To me, I watch them over and over. I watch them over and over. And then what I do is I start picking out stuff where the cops are fucking up here and there. That's what I do. And some people, they don't like to see videos, but me, I watch them over and over, and I start picking out, shit where they fucked up, and I start pointing it out. That's where they fucked up. That's where they fucked up. So we were watching the Philando Castillo video over and over, and then that's when my wife turned around and she was like, "We're gonna go. We're gonna go, and we're gonna go get arrested." And that's what the fuck we did. Yeah, so when we got here, we were trying to get in contact with everybody, and everybody was all telling us, there was goddamn actions going on, like here and there, all over, shutting shit down everywhere. So we were like, damn, well, where should we go? So well, let's just go to the governor's mansion. So we went down to the governor's mansion. We got there. As soon as we pulled up, we got in there, walked up to the crowd, and we were sitting there looking at and listening to people talk. And all of a sudden, this girl gets up, and she says, "No, this is like right after we had just missed the stuff that happened on 94." And so when we got there, this girl got up, this young girl. She got up in this crowd and she grabbed the microphone and she says, "Hey, so I just want to make a quick announcement." She said, "For the people that got arrested on 94, she goes, we're gonna go and we're gonna go shut that shit down." And I seen it. They had that. They were on live and they had us getting arrested on the damn bus. But when we got arrested and we got put on the bus, man, it was a fucking party. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we were still chanting.